Wait a minute. Let's do it. Wake up those pores, wake up those pores, and ain't nobody dope as me. I'm just so fresh and so clean, clean. I love when you stare at me. I'm just so fresh and clean. Y'all know what it is. It's Hump Day the 16th. That's right, y'all. 2025. I'm your host, Bugatti NYC, and this is our bottom line. Where we be talking about this and that and that and this and this and that and that. Where we be talking about this and that and that and this and this and that. Just got me pissed. Another day, we've made it, y'all. How y'all doing out there? It's your boy Bugatti NYC. This is our bottom line. If it's 6 o'clock, y'all know what time it is. It's time to get busy. How y'all doing out there? Hope everybody's having a fantastic morning, fantastic day. Y'all like, yo, what is he doing with a tuxedo on? Why you got on a tuxedo, Bugatti? You know why? Because he woke me up again, just for the hell of it. Just because I felt like it. Ain't got nowhere to go. I'm just here chilling with y'all. But guess what? Got this tuxedo on. Hope everybody's doing fantastic out there. That's right. Take the energy. Take the positiveness. Take it. Why? Because you woke up this morning. Good morning, everybody. It's our bottom line. I'm your boy Bugatti NYC. We got a lot of titles to get into. We have a lot of follow-up. We got to talk about tariffs. We got to talk about Iran. We got to talk about, yo, you know what they doing over there? You know what's that? And every time we talk about that, we got to talk about that. We got to talk about this. We got to get into it today because that's what we do when we come here. Always ask you guys when you chime in to let me know where you're chiming in from. This way I can have content the next time that you chime in so that we can have something relative to talk about. And you already know what it's about. Yes, you could play the clips yourself, but you don't have the community and the people to go ahead and say what you got to say. That's why we do what we got to do. I hope everybody under the sound of my voice is having a great day, because I know I am. Again, why? Because I woke up this morning. I woke up this morning. I woke up this morning, and I'm just happy about that right there, y'all. That's it. Nothing else, no other reason. Just period, plain Jane. Who we got up in the building? We got Car Care. I'm in Dallas, Texas today. Yeah, we was wondering where Car Care was at yesterday because you wasn't up in the building. It was like, yo, where's Car Care at? Online Poker Rush says, and next Congress gonna continue to make new laws to support the agenda. Somebody's already getting on it. I ain't even mad at you. Didn't I tell y'all Supreme Court would decide on Trump agendas? And they did. Okay, we gonna get into it. We gonna get into it. Online Poker Rush, thank you for the compliment, and that's what we're here for. Nice shoe. Okay, Online Poker Rush, good morning, y'all. Batty Lynn, good morning from Detroit. Rebecca from Grand Rapids, Michigan. Mary L, good morning, everybody. Rebecca, you're gonna have to give us your mailing address. She thought I forgot, y'all. I don't be forgetting. Just got a lot on my plate. See this? This is Rebecca's package right here. The only thing that's missing is the address. I think you already gave it to me, but could you send it again? I really appreciate that. We don't forget our people over here. Again, let me get into this clip, this work, because that's what I like to do when we started off. You know, I like to stack the deck. I like to put clips together so that you can have content for us to go over. It's your boy Bugatti NYC. Hope you guys are having a fantastic day. Time for me to get into this title. This is our bottom line created title where we're saying, what are we saying? Trump, our enemies are all becoming friends. As you can see, we've got Xi Jinping talking to the Imam in Iran right now. And then prior to that, it's been making relationships with who? Russia, Vladimir Putin. And then also he went to Spain. So trying to realign his alliances with everybody else in the common world so that his country is not so what? Reliant on the United States government funding. So that's what we have to really be careful about when you're dealing with an adversary, with somebody like Xiaoping, because he's very smart. And as he says, we've been in power for we've been here for over 500, for over a century. We've been here longer than you guys. I mean, for 500 years, we've been here longer than you guys. So that means that, you know, we've been here longer than you, so we'll sustain longer than you. They have some other sort of merit ingrown sort of pride that they have within themselves that's going to make them not bow down to anyone, which is great. But can you at least negotiate? Like I said, it's great, but can you at least negotiate? Let me keep on going with the rest of these subtitles, which is Chinese shares are up on electronic products amid the trade tariff wars. Certain items like cell phones, certain televisions, and certain things that are basically in the electronic market that are supplied by China, those prices have went up. So guess what? The stock shares have went up in China. They actually made money off of this situation. This is pretty crazy. Last but not least, we have another airplane accident that crashes in New York, killing everybody on board. Terrible situation. We have some follow-ups on that story, and that's what we're going to get into. So without any further ado, let's get into these titles. First up, what do we have? We have my buddy who's not on the board. I like him. I think he's hilarious because he talks straight from the gut and he says what he feels. We're talking about no other than who? Tom Homan, as he talks about sanctuary cities and letting these guys know, guess what? We're coming for you and we're going to be bringing hell with us. Okay, guys, like I always tell you, please, when you chime in, let me know where you're chiming in from. We got this first clip to get into with Tom Homan. He's basically not playing games and talking to sanctuary cities and being very blunt and sending warnings.
When we're going to do something?
Yeah, come to the microphone, please, sir. Step right up. There we go. Thank you.
Mr. Homan,
Roosevelt Hotel is not, it's on the table, leave it that. I'm certainly not going to forecast when we're going to do an operation on McCain.
Thank you, Mr. Homan. You're the immigration expert here. The president is now floating this idea of sending American prisoners to a prison in El Salvador. Do you believe that that would be legal?
You know, someone mentioned that to me this morning. I haven't yet talked to the president. I just got back in town yesterday, so I haven't had that conversation, what that conversation was about, where it come from. But, so I'm not going to comment on that until I speak to the president directly.
But do you know off the top of your head if that's legal? Or what would your, I mean, you have obviously worked in immigration under President Obama, now under President Trump. Do you believe that it would be legal to send American prisoners?
I don't know. Again, I didn't see it. I didn't hear it. I said, well, I mentioned this morning. I don't know the context of the question was. I don't know the context of what response or what he meant by response. I'd be opining on something I really don't have the information on. I'll get briefed on it and I'll respond to you later about it, but I'm just unfamiliar with it.
Mr. Homan, does the administration expect that those migrants that have been sent to that prison in El Salvador will remain there?
You mean the terrorists that were removed?
Will they remain in that prison in El Salvador for the rest of their lives?
This administration will obey court orders, unlike the last administration. But if you ask me if I'm in favor of returning terrorists to the United States that are gang members that have, murdered and raped young women in this country, no, I'm not in favor of that at all.
Mr. Homan, increased border apprehensions by 95% since last March. Can you describe maybe some of the success behind these numbers?
Because I worked for the greatest president of my lifetime, Donald Trump. Trump 45 is successful, unprecedented. And we're even doing better this time. President Trump, I give him all the credit because he put executive actions in place day one. He re-implemented the policies that we proved were effective. Right now, as we speak today, because of President Trump, the men and women of ICE and the men and women of the Border Patrol who stand on that line every day, today we have the most secure border in the history of this nation. No one can argue. The data's clear now. I started in 1984. I've never seen the numbers this low. So again, the most secure border in the history of this nation, President Trump was able to do that in a matter of weeks, something that Biden administration didn't do in 4 years. Either wouldn't or couldn't, but we proved it didn't need legislation, didn't need all this other stuff that the last administration talked about. We needed a strong president who took America first and cared about American safety and securing that border. Securing the border at this level means we have a lot stronger national security because of the border.
Mr. Chairman, the deadline.
All right, so we're going to leave that right there. We're going to leave that right there. We're going to keep moving along because what we got to do right now, I'm going to keep on working. I want to stack this deck and show you guys how China is actually making money off of this tariff war. Let's keep it going, you guys. Let's keep it going. Keep your thoughts, keep your comments, and go ahead and drop them in the comment area there. Want to know what you guys got to say about this.
We are following some breaking news headlines as it relates to the very latest of the Trump administration and tariffs. I want you to take a good look at your screen. This breaking news just coming into our live now from Fox Studios, courtesy of the Associated Press, as we are learning that Asian shares are mostly higher after President Donald Trump eases some of his tariffs on electronics for now. Asian benchmarks mostly rose this Tuesday, echoing a rally on Wall Street after President Donald Trump relaxed some of his tariffs, for now at least, and as stress from within the U.S. bond market seemed to be easing. We're learning that automakers were among some of the biggest gainers. That includes Toyota Motor Corporation jumping 4.7%, while Honda Motor Corporation gained 3.9%.
So they're actually making money out of this situation. So it's like, look, we try to put tariffs on them, but on another accord, their stocks are going up. It's pretty crazy now. So now it's like, will they negotiate? It reverse. Is this a reverse? Just got questions. I want you guys to see what's going on. This is what we got to do this morning. We got to cover this.
Electronics and entertainment giant Sony Corp stock price added 2.4%, while semiconductor maker Tokyo Electron rose 1.3%. Chinese shares, they did wobble, so we are keeping a close eye on that. If we look back a day ago on Monday, the S&P 500 climbed 0.8%, though trading was still shaky. The Dow Jones Industrial Average rose 0.8%, while the NASDAQ Composite added 0.6%.
And now we also got China, which is reinforcing their relationships, like I said in the opening. They're reinforcing their relationships with all of their allies in order to try to bear the grunt of what's going on here.
First, the president has made it clear to his team and to his advisors that he wants China to come to them. And really, he wants to have a high-level meeting directly between him and President Xi himself. Now, this has been what the White House has been communicating to Beijing for several months now. But on the other side, we also know that Beijing does not really want to have that high-level meeting. What they've been trying to do is open communications at a lower level. And so, really, there's been this stalemate and no talks at all going on right now between the Trump administration and that of President Xi. Now, one hurdle of what we're hearing behind the scenes here at the White House is that the president believes that President Xi does not want to be seen as weak. And that's really as well kind of what's coming into this refusal and waiting to see who blinks first here. Now, we've also heard President Donald Trump say that he is confident that he can reach a deal at some point. He said that he believes China will come around. He said China wants to make a deal. They just don't know how to go about it. They're proud people. We've heard similar rhetoric from some of his top economic advisors.
I would say proud and stubborn. Love you, but you're a little stubborn.
Are saying that the ball is now in China's court. It's clear that's not how China sees this, but I think the key question now moving forward is that really how this all is decided is going to be on how much pain are they willing to take, how much more pain are they willing to see in this escalation of these tariffs without any real communications to ensure there's an off-ramp.
Yeah, exactly. How much pain is the Trump administration?
Okay, they're making money off the situation. And of course, like I thought in the beginning, of course, they're very, let's just say, very prideful people. So they don't want to come to the table first, which means what? Do we need an interim? Do we need an interim? Do we need somebody to step in and say, hey, you guys, let me see if we can do the talks for you so you guys can get this going on. Whatever it is, we need to get it straight. Because with the war in Ukraine and all of this other crap, we're already bleeding out as a country. We've already tried to help too many people. We've already given out a bunch of resources. We've given out so much. And now we're over here trying to grasp for air ourselves. I'm in the comments. I want to know what you guys have to say about those 3 clips. We got the deck pretty stacked right there. What y'all got to say? Let's go. Okay, let's go. Aaron Hernandez, NFL MVP. Okay, good. Online Poker Rush says Ping Ning get kicked out of leadership, there is a lot of opposition rising up against him. Online poker rush. I see you. Pay attention, my friend. You know what's going on the other side. Car Care says, I don't want to go to the grave in a cardboard box. We said money makes the dead look good. And also he said it's all about the money, the love for money. Okay, we got Kendra says at FZ Proof and SORS. What are y'all talking about? Can y'all stick to the topic? FZR Proof and SORS need to really separate the blacks and the whites in the image. Okay, you got to go. You already been called out. I'm not even playing with them. So that was that one. That was F. So now we're going to check out SOR and get him out of here too. Online Poker Rush says, had I meant, Online Poker Rush said Trump would be like Obama. You the 8 years and you did nothing. You there 8 years and you did nothing. Online Poker Rush says, again. Okay, he's laughing. Okay, Blackest setup. I apologize. Who else we got to get up out of here? I said, I see the SOR, and then there's one more. Yeah, we're going to get you up out of here. I'm not even playing with him this morning. It's too early. So I got both of them out there, Kendra. Good looking for the alley-oop because we got a lot of stuff to do. We don't have time to play games this morning. We got a lot of stuff to cover, right? Also, there's been a $2.2 billion freeze on, $2.2 billion freeze on the Harvard University as they refuse to change their DEI practices, not disband their groups, as well as do what the government basically wants them to do in order to get the funding. The Harvard is pushing back right now, saying that the government the Trump administration does not have the authority. It's against it's against the Constitution. They're pushing back with a lot. I want you guys to see what's going on with Harvard right now, because $2.2 billion is now being held back by the Trump administration. Let's keep it going, you guys. Let's keep it going. Y'all stay on the comments. Stay on the topics. I really appreciate it.
Welcome back. The Trump administration is freezing billions of dollars in funding to Harvard University after rejecting the school's The Trump administration is freezing billions of dollars in funding to Harvard University after rejecting the school's demands.
Peyton Kennedy is at the WKRN.com alert desk now with that late night update. Peyton, good morning.
Good morning. And Harvard is asking that a federal judge block President Trump's efforts here. The Trump administration had demanded that Harvard end its DEI programs, adopt merit-based admissions, cooperate with immigration authorities, and stop recognizing some student clubs or risk losing funding. Now, this is the first time a major university has pushed back against the funding threat. The university's president says this is a violation of the First Amendment, saying, quote, no government, regardless of which party is in power, should dictate what private universities can teach, whom they can admit and hire, and which areas of study and inquiry they can pursue, end quote. Monday night, it was announced that the government will withhold $2.2 billion in grants and $60 million in contracts to Harvard. And remember, News 2 brings you breaking news around the clock.
So they basically won't stop their DEI programs. And you heard what I don't have to say it all over again. You see what's going on there. What do you guys think about this Harvard situation where they just gotta keep with that stupid ass DEI crap? That's why we got who we have in New York as our governor, as well as so many other people. You weaken structures. Let's say it was a building. How about that? Let's look at this situation as a building, okay? Then we have real stone and real counter bars that can hold this building up at all areas that need to have the foundation strong, right? Okay, good. You're following me so far. Then we got these other pillars over here that we're like, you're not letting us be a part of the foundation. That's not fair. Why you don't let us be a part of the foundation? And then you know what? They push back so much. They say, you know what? Let those guys be a part of the foundation too. So now you put them all on one other corner, right? Like this, right? And guess what part of the building fall down first? The DEI part. Because let us be a part of it over here. You can't do that. And you guys, I know a lot of people don't agree with me. I know a lot of people don't. Let's be fair. Let's let these people in. I know who's in the comments because I do this every day. By the way, we're up to our 155th episode. So I got to be kind of savvy to who I know that I'm talking to. People that are for this situation and people who are against this situation. Just so you know, that's why we made our bottom line. And I want to read the comments to see what you guys got to say about this Harvard situation, as well as the proceeding, since we got a few knuckleheads out of here and we can now work. Also, you guys, if you appreciate the content, I really appreciate you. Go ahead and hit that like button to get this. Wait a minute, Memphis. That's FKN criminal. Let's get that. Let's get those likes up so more people know what we're doing over here. Their salaries don't cover their earnings either. What else you got, Mr. Good Citizen? Good morning, Jesse. We were in $35 trillion debt before he came. We've been bankrupt. That's right. What we're doing right now is stopping the bleeding and trying to find more money. Online Poker Rush said, "Get Jesse out of here. He's fear mongering." If a couple more people said, you're gonna have to go. And you idiots love it. Now let Jesse say what he got to say. Y'all just got to get back at him. And he's he's filling his pockets. Mr. Torduck, nice try, Diddy. All right, now the Diddy stuff, I might have to get you up out of here because I don't like that stuff. I got a little story today about Diddy and the new charges that's been brought against him. He actually has 2 more people that brought charges against him, leading the new grand total to 5. So I'm glad you did do that, but let's keep the jokes to not Bugatti looking like Diddy, because we know what he's charged with. And then you might get the boot. All right, so let's keep on going here. Let's keep on going. I want you guys to see this right. We got the 2.2 from Harvard. Now we got this family that's demanding answers. This is what we're doing now. We're not just keeping all politics in the beginning. We're not going to just keep it all immigrants and stuff like that. We're going to hit you with some bangers in the beginning too. This is a banger. So everybody that run, see you later. I see y'all. Matter of fact, this is what we're going to do. This is what we're going to do, Marielle, Rebecca, and Batty Lynn. We're going to ask for some likes right here, right? And this is a setup. I'm just telling you straight up and down. We're going to set everybody up because this is when people start running, right? This is when they start running. But I got a banger set up because I want them to run because I don't think that they deserve to see the banger if they don't hit us with the likes. How about that? How about we set them up like that, right? So this is what we're going to do. I need you guys to go ahead and hit that like button to get those likes up. We really appreciate it. You don't worry about the coffee because we got the coffee in the kitchen. But I really appreciate if you guys can get those likes up because what that does, it brings more people over here. Don't believe me? Hit the like button and look in the comments and watch people say, "Hey, what's going on over here?" That's because you hit the like button. YouTube sent up the notification and more people came over. That's my ultimate goal. Don't worry about the money. I know it's rough in the pockets right now. We all are taking a hit. But we really appreciate if you guys can get those likes up. And that's how we do it. Those who choose to leave, gently woosah. And then we hit them with this banger. Because we don't want them to see it anyway, right? This family demands answers after the pallbearers fell into the grave with the body. Come on, y'all, let's get it going. Let's get it going. I would sue. And yes, one person was trapped under the casket when it happened. Watch this from the top.
This morning, a family in Pennsylvania outraged after this grave mistake at their loved one's burial. Pallbearers were making their way through the cemetery in Philadelphia. Then the unimaginable. As they put down the casket, the platform around the site collapses, sending the men tumbling into the grave.
It was just I think that they should apologize.
This morning, a family in Pennsylvania outraged after this grave mistake at their loved one's burial. Pallbearers were making their way through the cemetery in Philadelphia. Then the unimaginable. As they put down the casket, the platform around the site collapses, sending the men tumbling into the grave.
It was just a horrible incident that happened in a bad moment.
Family and friends rushed to help the men, some of whom were trapped under the weight of the casket carrying Benjamin Aviles. His stepdaughter says her son suffered the worst of the injuries.
The casket laid on top of him and he was out like a light. His face was in the mud. They all got injured. They got hand and leg and back injuries. We were just covered in mud.
Aviles was eventually laid to rest, but the family wants an apology and a refund for what they say were subpar conditions at the burial site.
The whole thing was trembling. It was like wobbly. It was unstable. It was all wet and soaked.
The funeral home and cemetery have not commented.
I think that they should apologize.
This morning, a family...
Now, Now, I don't know what to say about that. That was pretty. I mean, everything can be said about that. I mean, they fell in there with the casket. So I know they was like, whoever's scared about stuff like that, they shook ones right now, shook, right? And of course, if that casket fell on some people, they probably hurt. So that's like a lawsuit waiting to happen right there. If I was them people, that family, I'm definitely gonna sue that funeral home. I don't know what you guys got to say about that, but what's going on in these comments with that? Exactly, Alexandra. An apology is not good enough. Darcy said, give them money back. Eaton says, I don't think they'll win that lawsuit. Why not, Eaton? Jeremiah says, damn, that is embarrassing for the cemetery, not built right. I think what happened is they dug the hole extra big, and what happened is they tried to put planks on the side of it, right? And then when the weight came on the edge of one side coming first with all of those people, as well as the weight was not distributed evenly. It was distributed from one end, thereby making everybody sink down that way, because they basically were standing on wood planks, because that's what they did. They dug very deep, looks like too big of a hole, and they tried to cover the edges with some wooden, maybe like not 2x4s, but what do they call them? I forgot. They kind of use them for the floor. I don't do carpentry anymore, but they use them for the floor, and they're really like big wide boards. So they drop those down. Yeah, that's what happened with that. What else we got? Jeremiah says, "Damn, that's embarrassing for the cemetery." Angels Among Us 214 says, "Definitely a refund plus some." Yeah, plus some. Main Arbor says, Alexandra, ha ha ha, Waffle Jackson, you wrong for that, Alex. What else? Alexandra says, I smell a lawsuit. Aaron says, these dudes funny for that. Darcy says, oh my God, Alexandra, a grave mistake. Yeah, Alexandra, you wrong for that. Waffle Jackson said, oh no, Car Care, what are they trying to do? Wake up the dead? Oh, Car Care, you are so wrong. Batty Lynn, oh my God. Angels Among Us said, oh my. Yeah, Car Care. Come on now, you know you're wrong for that when talking about what they're trying to do, wake up the dead. I told y'all I got some bangers, and we're going to let the people keep running because we got more. That was just one. Watch this. I want you to see this other situation, but this is not good. The last one wasn't good, but I got to let you guys see, because there was a plane crash a few days ago, and now they're following up with everything that happened. You know, this is another situation at the Hudson River, and 6 people on board lost their lives about this, like with this situation right here. And it feels like I keep covering the same story, but it's a different story, because before this, it was the helicopter. So now we have this happen in New York, in my state. You guys, if y'all appreciate the content, do me a favor. Let's get those likes up. Let's get those likes up.
A high-performance, sophisticated twin-engine airplane goes down on a missed approach in upstate New York, killing 6. The NTSB has already held 2 press briefings. Let's find out what we know about this tragedy on this episode of Taking Off.
I'm gonna get this dude his props for this, because this is his clip. What's his name?
Hi, I'm Dan Milliken. New York is in the news again with another 6 fatalities. A devastating plane crash involving a Mitsubishi MU-2B.
Thank you, Dan Milliken, for your content. Appreciate you.
Solitaire occurred on Saturday, April 12th, 2025, in a muddy field near Copake, New York, killing all 6 passengers on board. Here's what we know. The twin-engine turboprop was en route from Westchester County Airport to Columbia County Airport in Hudson, New York, when it went down around noon local time, approximately 10 miles south of its destination. As we get into this horrific crash, I want to remind everyone that a family has been devastated. On board, announced by the family, was Dr. Michael Groff, a neuroscientist, and was also the pilot, which we'll talk about more in a moment. His wife, a respected urogynecologist, Dr. Joy Saini, Corinna Groff, their daughter, and a former MIT soccer star who had been named the 2022 NCAA Woman of the Year and was a medical student at NYU. Her boyfriend, James Santoro.
Damn.
Jared Groff, their son, and his girlfriend, Alexia Duarte, who had just received entrance to the Harvard Law School. Those are the 6. This is very sad to see another family devastated like this.
Just want to show you guys what happened, because this is just new situation that happened again in New York, where this plane crashed, claiming the lives of 6 more people. 6 more honorable people, and this sucks for this to keep on happening. It's just a lot of, I'm not getting on no plane. I'm good. I'll walk. I will take the train. I know that's dangerous too. I'm taking the bus. I might have to leave a day or two early, but right now, I'm not taking no planes. I'm in the comments, y'all. What we got here? What we got here in the comments says, overachiever, riding a dinky plane. Maine says, Maine got thumbs up from car care. What else we got here? We got McNuggets. Damn, she was an overachiever. Who's that? Maine Arbor says, good to see you, car care. I hope all is good for you. Okay, DIL poster. What else? We got Alexander says, imagine your entire family going on vacation to the city of dreams only to be taken. Yep, you see that? That's crazy. DEI mechanic. Waffle Jackson says, that was Barzy. Acorf needs D's. Okay. McNugget says, is this guy a pastor? What else we got? Don't trust one of them. All right, we're going to keep on going, y'all, because now we finally found out this man that basically threw the Molotov cocktail inside of the governor of Pennsylvania's mansion. They finally got him and they arrested him. This guy was a dingbat. I'm talking about he walks up to the camera with the cuffs on him, sticking his tongue out at the reporters. Straight up nut job. Basically what happened is this man has been charged in an attack on the Pennsylvania governor's mansion. Like I said, he's a nut job. He stuck his tongue out at the reporters while he was being questioned. And he basically had a manifesto already written. And he said that if he wouldn't have been able to do this, he was trying to basically hammer attack the governor. He had a straight up and down vendetta against the governor that he was really trying to achieve here. I want you guys to see this guy, how hell-bent he was on the nonsense that he came up with. Check this out.
Accused of setting fire to Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro's home over the weekend, now charged with attempted murder. The man accused of setting fire to Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro's home over the weekend, now charged with attempted murder, aggravated arson, terrorism, and more. This is new video of 38-year-old Cody Balmer as he was being escorted to his arraignment this afternoon. Our chief investigator, reporter Jonathan Deans, in the newsroom with more on the investigation. John?
David, the firebombing suspect appearing in court at this hour. Investigators say his exact motive not yet known. He does have a criminal history, and according to authorities, he has past mental illness issues as well.
What were you thinking on Sunday?
38-year-old Cody Balmer was led into the courthouse, sticking out his tongue at reporters. Balmer is the man police say carried out the firebombing, and investigators say part of the motive to target Governor Josh Shapiro. That according to the police report, which reads if he had seen the governor, he would have beaten him with his hammer. Police say Balmer confessed, turning himself in shortly after the order.
Okay, again, sorry, but we're looking a little crackheadish when it comes down to the likes. We got 200 people in here, and I know this clip is longer than 5 minutes. Anytime I'm somewhere longer than 5 minutes, that means I like being there. So if you like being here and you like the content, let's go ahead and double tap that screen to get that healthy number up there. Let's try to double that number real quick. I understand a lot of people are going to leave, and guess what? Oh, we home. We oh home. We're okay with that. So what we're going to try to do in a fast manner so that we can move it along, and I don't want to stop the video because that's corny. Bugatti, why are you stopping the video? Because they won't put the likes up, so I won't have to. We're not asking for no coffee because we got coffee in the kitchen, and we know that it's rough times. We know that. We going through it too. How many times I wore this tux? Stop playing with me. It's real out here. But all we do is ask for likes so that we can get more content, more people over here to get the word out. We're trying to get to 40,000 subscribers. That would really help. So for us to do what we got to do for it to make sense, we really appreciate the double tap that screen, y'all. Come on, look at that. Double tap that screen and get those likes up. We really appreciate it. Let's go, guys. Thank you.
Arson. This surveillance photo allegedly shows him kicking through a door in the mansion. A jacket found in a later search allegedly matches the jacket seen on this surveillance. Police say Balmer was caught on video climbing the perimeter fence and smashing a window, throwing a Molotov cocktail into the piano room. Then he allegedly moved on to a second window, entering...
No. How did he get this far? Where are the police? Where's the security guard? Where's the dog at? Because me, house like that, 2 pit bulls. What's wrong with the pit bulls? Because they go, and you just let them do what they do. Oh, somebody getting shook down downstairs. Such and such caught a little bit of fire, but it's going down. Oh yeah, you have dogs patrolling your crib. Yeah. If you don't got no security, dogs is the next best thing. And you get you some real big pit bulls, because guess what? They're really babies and they love you to death, but they're gonna protect you with all that they got. They'll be good for the kids and very good for the mansion. Pit bulls. Period. Because trust me, Pit Bull would have been in this house, he would have not been able to make it to the first floor. Because as soon as he put his foot up like that, shake it off, do, 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 shake it off, killer.
In the dining room and setting off another Heineken bottle filled with gasoline that police say he had taken from his lawnmower. Officials.
I mean, he just went straight American nut job, lawnmower gas, Jack the Briggs and Stratton, took all the gas out of that. He's going nuts using Heineken bottles. Like, he drank those and got drunk, used the gas from there, and then basically got through all of that security. Oh, my bad. What security? Because if this man had any security detail, they need to be fired. For real. I want to know what you guys got to say about this. What y'all got to say about this? That chant is "We all loathe the old one," not Oreo. Okay, Car Care says he looked Muslims. Bill says get a load of this tough guy. Billy Carson says that. Jeremiah says house is too big if you can't hear glass shatter. Yeah, it's like a mansion. Yeah, Alexandra said, eating the world has always. All right, what else we got? Rex says, thumbs up, LOL. Spartacus says, good morning, looking good, my man. Thank you, Spartacus. Fat said, hell yeah, no excuses, right? No excuses, Fat. Kendra, disrespecting the host will get you blocked. Bugatti NYC puts in too much work to be unappreciated. Definitely do, and we don't get no bread for this. Eaton said, the world has always been crazy, just people got excuses now. Main Arbor says, his name is Bomber. Didn't they see it coming? Amanda says, bet. Car Care says, that dude knows jail is freedom. Alexandra says, hell yeah. I would have, man, listen, you wouldn't have been able to get that far in my crib. You sure wouldn't have. I'm telling you right now. Rottweilers, pit bulls, all sorts of stuff. He was able to do too much.
Allegedly shows him kicking through a door in the mansion. A jacket found in a later search allegedly matches the jacket seen on this surveillance. Police say Bomber was caught on video climbing the perimeter fence and smashing a window, throwing a Molotov cocktail into the piano room. Then he allegedly moved on to a second window, entering the dining room, and setting off another Heineken bottle filled with gasoline that police say he had taken from his lawnmower. Officials say some close to Bomber report he has a history of mental issues. President Trump at the White House earlier.
The attacker basically wasn't a fan of anybody. It's probably just a whack job. And certainly a thing like that cannot be allowed to happen.
We have a search fire at the governor's residence.
The attack taking place after Governor Shapiro, who is Jewish, had celebrated a Passover dinner. He posted a photo of a table earlier in the day. Shapiro emotional yesterday.
Lori and I are overwhelmed by the prayers and the messages of support.
He also voiced anger at political violence of any kind.
It is not okay.
Still unclear why Bomber allegedly targeted the 29,000 square foot mansion. Bomber has several past arrests, and on what officials say is his social media, images there show guns, a Molotov cocktail, and some anti-Biden and anti-government messaging.
With the investigation ongoing, officials are also reviewing security protocols by state police responsible for protecting Governor Shapiro.
Man, what do you mean they fired protocols? Like, y'all need the real governor don't have no security. So now what about the next nut job that decides to do the same thing? And then you got, like, come on, like, you got to do better than that. You have to do, how were you able to climb the fence, break one window, set a fire, go outside, come into another window, set another fire? Like, no security, they would have been fired, straight up and down. Literally, no pun intended, fired. Yeah, because Bomber started bombing and going crazy. I want you guys to get into this next story because it's pretty crazy and it pees me off. So LA, come to the front. Los Angeles, come on. California, come on to the front. Lost a lot of money in California. LA, Los Angeles, I want you guys to pay close attention to this. This is not $1,000. It's not 10,000, not 1,000, not 100,000, not a million, not 20 million, not 50 million, not 100 million. We're talking about $2 billion that was lost in shelters and homeless money that's supposed to be given to the homeless and the shelters. Here we go. Feds investigate LA County homeless spending. This is no small investigation. There's $2 billion missing, unaccountable. $2 billion. And they're investigating to see where the money went. Check this out. Yeah. After the fact again, already had the crime happen. Now they're going to investigate. Meanwhile, people already spent this money and they're already living in the lap of luxury because this money didn't go just for maintenance and they don't have no receipts for it. People basically, allegedly, probably pocketed the majority of this money, y'all. $2 billion. Check this out.
Billions of dollars have been spent in LA County, yet the problem of homelessness remains far from being solved. Now, a federal task force is investigating possible fraud and corruption. That task force is led by the brand new U.S. Attorney for the region, Bill Essayli. Welcome, U.S. Attorney Bill Essayli. We've had you on several times as Assembly Member, Bill Essayli. New job. Congratulations on the new gig.
Thank you. Happy to be here and happy to be in this new role.
So let's talk about this homelessness investigation. What have you found so far, and so what are you looking to do in the next few months and years?
Yeah, this is an issue that's been not only on my radar, but I think everyone's radar for the last few years. We've seen billions of dollars being invested into the homelessness crisis, and there's very little to show for it. When I was in Sacramento, we would ask for outcomes, and we got no answers. And then just this last month, as audit was conducted at the request of Judge Carter, and an accounting firm came in and looked at LASA and said there's $2 billion unaccounted for. Yeah. That doesn't happen. So we want to get to the bottom of where all the money went.
So Judge Carter is the judge that sort of oversees the area, and he's been pushing for a lot of this homelessness stuff. LASA is the housing authority that the county has been using. Mm-hmm. Now there's a big push to the city has been using, I should say. There's a push to sort of maybe change LASA because of that. So where do we go from here?
Yeah. So we're not prejudging anything. We're conducting an investigation from the bottom up. We're going to get all the bank records. We're going to look at all the transactions, and we're going to account for every dollar that was spent.
They need Doge in Los Angeles County about this $2 billion. If it was $1 million or 100,000, they wouldn't need that much of intensive investigation. But they need to basically Doge LA County right now and find out where that $2 billion went, y'all. This is crazy. Check this out, though. I told you in China, they're talking about, oh, we're doing fine over here. We've been a country for many years. We're going to survive. And then they're trying to hold face, right? Like they're not hurting the same way that we are because of the tariffs, right? Right here, we have the U.S. tariffs have hit China hard. Foreign treasures. It's basically the worst crisis that basically interrupted manufacturing in the basically something that never happened in the world. I keep on saying this. You have to supply the demand. If you are a manufacturer and you sell to people, you're not going to only hurt the people by raising tariffs. You're not only going to hurt the people that you're selling to, you're also going to hurt the people on the assembly line, the ones that are actually making these products, the ones that are back in China. So China is feeling this bite as well. We're not the only ones that's feeling the bite from the tariffs. And we basically got some people that are inside. I keep showing this because I want you guys to understand that there's two sides to this story, and they're feeling the pain as well by their merchandise just sitting there and manufacturing jobs being lost. It's the worst. It's the worst thing that happened to China as far as in the manufacturing division ever. Check this out.
Still had some hope when the tariff was at 54%. The customer said we could keep going.
Welcome to CG Smiles, the best dental clinic in South Florida.
But when it suddenly jumped to 104%, they told us to stop everything. The new molds had just arrived, were loaded onto the machines, and within a day they were taken off. This round of tariffs has had a huge impact. The day it rose to 104% was terrifying. Our entire industrial zone here usually stays lit until 9 p.m. But that night, by 6 p.m, all the lights were off. Everyone had gone home. We normally run more than 30 machines, but now we can only keep half of them running. The rest have all been shut down. It's been really tough.
Yeah.
This TikToker is the owner of an injection molding factory in Ningbo, Zhejiang province. What he said reflects the painful reality many Chinese manufacturers are now facing. Ever since the U.S. raised tariffs to 145%, all of his orders from American customers have been canceled. Many other TikTokers are posting similar videos, saying that because of the tariffs, U.S. orders disappeared overnight.
Now, when we didn't have cell phones, and when we were back in the analog era and we couldn't share this information, China would be able to make their own rhetoric about this. They'd be able to write their own story about it, right? And say whatever they want. They're still doing that over there to the other people that they're able to, control their information and their intake, right? But guess what? These other people, they feeling it in the pockets, and a lot of people are ready to push back now. We got people in the comments that are saying, guess what? People are ready to push back against Xi Jinping because he's a PETA. A PETA. He is a PETA, pain in the ass. Anybody that doesn't want to negotiate, I look at them like that. Again, we're going to use this analogy. I'm walking into the store. They're telling me the sneakers cost $160. I got 140. Can we negotiate? Hurry up and buy. Get out of here. They don't want to give me to negotiate, right? Can we do 150? Hurry up and buy. Get the hell out of here, right? Can you give me any sort of discount? Hurry up and buy. Get the hell out of here. How are we going to survive like that? We can't do no trade, no negotiation. Something? Can you take $1 off? Hurry up and buy. So that's where they at right now. Don't want to move, don't want to conform. And guess what? Hurry up and buy. Now you keep your shit over there and we don't even need it and we're not even ordering nothing from you. And you're feeling a bite too. Yeah, the stocks might be up on electronics, but look what's happening to these molds and other things in this situation. I'm in the comments. What y'all got to say about this? What we got? We got Gary says China is not capitalist. The people don't want to be in factories anymore. We got XX says, what is this man even talking about? Bang! Bye. I don't even got the time for you. What else we got? Fat says, representing. Thank you. Thank you. What else we got? Gary says, what else we got? We got Elt. Just get 10 more bucks. Just get 10 more bucks, huh? Get 10 more bucks. So you're never you don't care if they don't negotiate, which is what I'm saying. You've been going to the same store for the last 20 years, 15 years, and you don't care if they don't negotiate with you. Plus, whenever you send your IP information over there, they steal it, knock it off, and sell it. Whole bunch of other stuff, our information and everything. Marielle says propaganda video. China would never allow anything negative to be shown, period. This is to get people to support tariffs. They own their internet. That's true. That's true. Marielle, what we got? Doraville says, about time, a brother with some sense. What else we got here? We got two confirmed. I woke up this morning. Should be your intro. Okay. What else we got? Chris never bought anything from China. ETL said that. Gary says that's a great make stuff in America great again. Everything from China overpriced anyway. And a lot of times it's faulty and it breaks and you can't do nothing about it.
Now the people with no work and no income are China's frontline factory workers. One TikToker working at a shoe factory in Jiangsu said a small factory producing shoes has shut down because of the U.S.-China tariff war. The video shows empty workshops, piles of unsold goods, and once busy assembly lines that have now fallen silent. On April 11th...
Now we got somebody in the comments that's saying that this is propaganda and not true. I don't know what you guys have to say about it, but I think that it could possibly be true. I think that they're over there like, we don't want to say who we are, but we want this information to get out. Yes, China controls their internet, but that doesn't mean that sometimes stuff can't get out.
China announced it would impose a 125% tariff on U.S. goods in retaliation for the U.S.'s 145% tariff. The Chinese authorities stated clearly that this is the highest rate they will go, and that U.S. products no longer have any market in China.
Yeah, well, that's where we at with China. You guys see what's going on both ends. We got some people in the comments that saying it's propaganda. You got some people saying it's true. What the main thing is here at our bottom line is that we're talking about it. That's all we care about. We know what's happening. Doesn't matter what network we got it from. It's happening, and we're going to stay on top of it. Why? Because it's going to affect our pockets. That's all. That's the only reason why. That's why we into this, and that's why we do what we do. Now, moving right along, I got to show you guys this situation right here because another monkey wrench is about to come. I'm going to ask you guys, go ahead and hit that like button. All you got to do is double tap that screen like that. If you like the content that we've been showing, I really appreciate it. That gets more people over here and gets our demo up. Because right now, this is a pretty sad story that I got to bring you guys. It's pretty crazy. Where the wife is accusing her husband, a doctor, of trying to push her off a cliff in Hawaii. This lady said that she was begging for her life. You know, he was persistently trying to push her off the cliff. He actually took out a syringe. He's an anesthesiologist. When the syringe fell, he picked up a rock, started to try to, and she's still alive, you guys. He's arrested in jail, and now he's saying that there's two sides to every story. I want you guys to see this because it's pretty crazy. It's nuts. I want you guys to see what's going on. This is a couple here. And like I said, the husband is allegedly being accused of trying to off his wife in Hawaii while they were on a trip.
Ariel Koenig seen in court for the first time since she says her husband, Dr. Gerhard Koenig, tried to kill her on a Hawaii hiking trail while celebrating her birthday. The 36-year-old mother of two seen with a bandage on her brow, a scarf covering her head. Standing by her claims Gerhard brutally attacked her.
The information you provided was true and correct to the best of your knowledge. Is that still the case this morning?
Yes. The judge Friday extending the temporary restraining order against Dr. Koenig. In a petition filed March 27th, Ariel says the two were on a hike when he tried to push her off a cliff, writing, "I was screaming and pleading with him to stop, asking him to think about our children." She continues, saying she struggled to free herself as Gerhard took out a syringe with an unknown substance, attempting to inject her with it. Whoa. Noting he's an anesthesiologist and has access to several potentially lethal medications. Gerhard then grabbed a nearby rock and began bashing her repeatedly on the head.
She is a special person. She didn't deserve this.
The couple's housekeeper and family friend left stunned by the story.
I wouldn't think that this would be something that he would ever do.
Earlier this week, Gerhard pleading not guilty to attempted murder in the second degree. His attorney telling NBC News there are two sides to every story, and thus far, only one side has been shared. And the jury trial on Dr. Koenig's second-degree attempted murder charge is set for the week of June 9th. He remains at the Oahu Community Correctional Center, held without bail.
All right, we're going to keep it in prison right now because we got another situation coming up right here with P. Diddy. That's right, y'all. No P. Diddy. P. Diddy, no P. Diddy. He's being charged for 2 more counts in his case. His defense attorneys are trying to consider his defense attorneys are saying, look, we need 2 weeks at least to prepare for these 2 people. We need 2 more weeks. You got 2 more people. Can we get a week apiece to figure out what's going on here? You guys do me a favor before I hit this video over here. Let's get those likes up because I want you guys to let more people know what we got going on over here. I'd really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Let's get into this clip right here. I want you guys to see what's going on here.
Attorneys for Sean Diddy Combs are considering requesting a 2-week delay in his sex trafficking and racketeering trial. This comes after the hip-hop mogul pled not guilty to additional charges filed against him.
So do me a favor, and all of the people that are calling me P. Diddy, it makes you seem like you're like, I'm going to just pull no punches here. This only goes to the people that say I look like P. Diddy. I don't. It makes you look like you think all black people look the same. So that's kind of like a disrespect. Not even considering what he's done or been accused of, but all black people don't look the same. So when you say P. Diddy, you actually look ignorant because it means that you have no context or no content to say that's reality to the subject. And that's why I get y'all out of here. Don't look like him. Don't look better than him. Don't look nothing like him. Whatever the case may be, we just don't look the same. So stop it. If you think you're going to make a profit, stop it. If you think, because you're going to get out of here, keep playing that game.
In another superseding indictment yesterday. Now Combs' attorneys are raising issues with getting access to evidence from the government, accusing prosecutors of withholding emails and messages from a key witness. ABC News legal contributor and trial attorney Brian Buckmeyer joins me now for more on this. Brian, during the hearing yesterday, a judge said the defense had 48 hours to request this 2-week adjournment, which would ultimately push back the trial date. So how likely is it that the defense will move forward with this request, and what would their strategy be in doing so?
Well, that question is kind of wrapped up in itself, because how likely it is to request a 2-week adjournment would depend on which information was presented, what is missing, and how much those two categories exist. This is what I mean by that. This information comes from, we believe, the alleged victim number 4. And if there are a lot of text messages that are missing and the defense feels that they need those text messages to try to prove their case, to try to prove that this was consensual sex between a former ex-girlfriend or a former lover, then they say, hey, it's maybe worth it to wait 2 more weeks to get that information. If they don't believe it's worth it, then they'll push further ahead. So it just depends on the quantity and quality of evidence.
So if they don't have this particular text message, are there other avenues for them? I mean, how do they move forward with this?
Yeah, so there are 2 routes for this. It's either saying, Your Honor, let's get more time, and if that kind of ship has sailed, then it's asking what we call suppression of that information, where the defense would say, okay, if you're only giving us, for example, 5 text messages, and we know that there are other text messages that exist, if a conversation during the trial leads towards there being other conversations, those messages should be suppressed, meaning withheld from the jury, or there should be potentially a negative inference, meaning that the lack of information could go against the government, and somewhat positive for the defense. It's all a part of the strategy as to what to do when you have missing evidence, according to the defense.
And so now there's another indictment. So what impact could that have on this trial?
So Sean Combs' attorneys are saying not much, really. They're saying these are the same allegations and the same accusers, saying that these are longtime former ex-girlfriends who are making complaints. That's the defense's argument. But it does change the indictment in the sense that we have 5 counts rather than 3, and we're seeing additional counts named the same type of counts, the transportation for purpose of prostitution and sex trafficking, associated with 2 new alleged victims, and that racketeering conspiracy charge has a 3rd alleged victim in that as well. So the same charges, going from 3 to 5 though, but similar, if not the same allegations.
If it's a RICO charge, shouldn't there be more people under the racketeering charge? When it's RICO, that's RICO. That should be more people involved in this situation, right? My question is, are some of his people that work for him or some of his assistants and other people going to be charged in this case? Because RICO, like if you're charging one person with a RICO, it's pretty crazy right there. Straighten me out if I don't know what I'm talking about. I want to know what you guys think about this. It's pretty crazy right now what's going on. He went from 3 different cases to now 5. And now his attorneys are asking for preparation time. Have we all still given this guy fame after he did what he did, says Scott? Spartacus says Diddy deserves what he gets, lock him up. I do believe the same thing too. That's why I'm saying that, y'all. I used to manage Black Rob before he passed. That's the reason why, for that person that said whatever. It bothers me because I know how Rob passed and I know what he went through. And I know that Diddy was stealing money from every one of them. Personally, when I went to look for Black Rob's money, I found out that Sean Diddy Combs put the rights to all of the publishing in his mother's name. So I wasn't able to go after any of that monetary because all of that stuff went to his mother. And Black Rob had some of the biggest songs that were out, not just Whoa. He had one other song that was on a Grand Theft Auto video game that's called Grand Theft Auto, which is made by a great company. They basically gave a whole bunch of rappers money because they started selling millions of recordings in that video game. Black Rob has 2 songs in that game. One is with a rapper named Il LaCoin. The reason I don't like this person right here is because the people that he stole from went to their demise with no money, no resources, and no way to pay their medical. So all these people up in here got another sense about it and thinking it's whatever. That's the reason why I don't like being called after this person right here, because he's a bad person. And I know that wholeheartedly because I've dealt with the actual artist in dealing with this person. Keep on with the jokes, and that is what it is. We're going to finish this clip, and that's it.
So at the moment, the trial is slated to start May 12th, but there could be a delay. So what might that mean for this trial? And more than that, what are you looking for more broadly? Are there some explosive witness testimonies, people we should be watching out for at this trial?
Yeah, so I mean, it's what, mid to late April now. They believe that jury selection is supposed to be May 5th with opening statements starting the following week on May 12th. But just think about this. It's supposed to be an 8-week long trial. So you've got Memorial Day. You've got potentially even the 4th of July. And if you're going to sit there and ask potential jurors to sit there for 8 weeks and say, hey, this is all the holidays, all the days that are going to come up during this potential trial, that's going to make it very difficult for selecting jurors. On top of, do you have an idea as to who the defendant is? Do you have a bias already as to what the allegations are? And if
imagine trying to find a jury for P. Diddy at this point with all of the waters, how they're tainted. I'm saying he's guilty, allegedly. Everybody is. Who's going to be on that? Who's going to be on that jury that's going to not know something about P. Diddy? You'd have to live somewhere way far under a rock. I'm in the comments, y'all. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. What we got? What we got here? Henzo, there's a reason so many people are coming out with all of these demonic stories. Did he do it? What else we got here? Bucky says Mace is doing okay. Yes, because he made it out early. Wow, that's effed up big time. It is, man. It is, John. Mark says call the devil's advocate, but the Lord needs to prove beyond a reasonable doubt he is guilty. You're right again, Mark. You're right again, because you know what, Mark? There's a lot of people that see opportunity here and they're jumping onto the bandwagon. The same way people with no context like to throw those fake jokes out because they have no other jokes that they can make. Like, he's got the whole world in his head. He's got the whole world. Like, make some real funny jokes about me, man. I want to laugh at original stuff. Let's go there with it. What else we got? Chad C says, sorry you lost your friend. You have some nice produced music, Gotti. Thank you, man. I appreciate that, bro. I appreciate that. I got some new heat coming out. But I'm going to be honest with you. After that happened, I really stopped. I don't even really like dealing with hip hop too much because of what's on the other side. The people that you think are the people that you think are, nothing like that in real life. Nothing like that. And sometimes you got to get out. Fred James says, whoa, Black Rob. What's that? W Black Rob. W Black Rob. That's right, Fred. I see you, dog. He said W Black Rob. W for the win. That's right. Fam right there. Rock star. That's what I'm talking about, why I rock with y'all. I'm about to finish the story now. Cool. Illa Coin called me up. He was like, yo, you need to holler at Rockstar because they gave me a bunch of money. I'm like, word? He like, yo, all I did was call up there and complain. I called up to Rockstar. They were like, oh my God, Black Rob, of course we want to do something with him. But we already sent the money to Sean's mom. And then when I went looking for the money, Universal ////// not only that, but Rob wound up owing $1 million in taxes. Because when Diddy revamped Bad Boy, when Rob threw Whoa on his back and they only had that one single, he actually made Black Rob as one of the owners. Allegedly, because I don't want y'all to, yeah, this is exclusive right here. Allegedly, Rob told me he made me one of the owners of the company. So that means I had to pay all the taxes. But I never had the money to pay the taxes. So now I owed all that money. So then my child support hit thinking that I owed that money, that I have that much money. It was such a gambit of stuff coming at Rob. It was so much to try to help that man. Financially, threw him under the bus, and it was just really bad. So God bless my dog, and I'm going to always tell your story the right way. One day I'm going to sit down with Gene and really put it out the way we need to. By the way, I managed Gene Deal, the one that used to bodyguard P. Diddy. This is Gene Deal's alcohol right here. So this is another reason why I don't like being played with when it comes down to that man. Ain't got nothing to do with him and don't want to be affiliated. And I hate to take the story off course because this is our bottom line, not the story that Bugatti's got to tell about Diddy. So we're going to keep on going because now I want to get into these ICE agents that tackled this accused drunk driver from Venezuela. They did this in New Hampshire. And the way that they went about it was so smooth that you would think one of them was me. These ICE agents, they should have had tuxedos on when they did this. Yeah, it got a little rough at the end, but the way that they went about going to get this guy, they waited. I'm just going to let you guys see it for yourself. Let's keep on going, you guys. We're not even finished. We got a lot to keep on getting into, and let's get into this clip right here. Pay attention. There is no sound. There is no sound. So just pay attention. Here we go. As you can see, the ICE agents identify themselves as they're walking through. They're telling them that they're there to pick up a criminal that's in court today. This guy actually gets on the elevator. He's planning on leaving court today. He's down there right here. This guy plans on leaving court. These are the two ICE agents up here. Notice how they won't get off the elevator once everybody else goes. Watch this. Excuse me, hold on for a minute. Can we talk to you? Can we talk to you? Come here for a minute. Boop, no, don't go nowhere. Get over here. Where you going? Oh, my leg. Son of a bitch. Oh, my fucking leg. Papi, what are you doing? I don't know what's going on here. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Papi, Papi. Police. Policia. Hey, hold on. You need some help over here? Yeah, what this guy do? We're ICE. We're trying to get him. He's got a lot of warrants. My fucking leg over here. You son of a bitch. Okay, so try to give you guys a little bit of what was going on there. A little bit of context. If you guys like the content as well as the narration, go ahead and hit that like button. I want to get on point over here. I want to make sure I got my stuff on point. Because what am I about to do? About to come to those comments. I hope you guys heard what I said. I was trying to give you a little bit of dialogue there. What we got here? Final Destination says, I am the enlightened. Oh, no, I'm not reading that. Slim Barbie's dying laughing. What we got? Wow. Yo, what up, Bugatti, says Tim Harsh. Good morning. Good morning, Indians. Kendra's putting the peace sign up for you, letting everybody know that you're official. Alexander says, at Final Destination, don't do anything for a woman that could end you up in prison. Angels Among Us is dying laughing. Car Care says, good old daughter. Final Destination, I praise women. Final Destination said, I praise women. Fred James, I don't troll. Chat is cracking me up. I don't troll. Chat is cracking me up. I'm respectful. Car Care says, who is God again? Final Destination is respect. Main Arbor says, Natalie, Final is a troll. Oh, yeah? All right, well, let me know, Kendra, what's going on with Final. Bullet Junkie says, lady, for all you know, I could be Denzel Washington. Take a good look. Bullet Junkie said that. Final Destination said, we'll do anything for women. Yo, Final Destination, you keep on saying the same thing. All right, you out of here. Boom, Final Destination is out of here. All right, so he's gone. Final Destination want to play, and guess what that was? That was his or hers, because I want to be fair for everybody. You know, I want to make sure I'm inclusive. Final Destination, that was his final destination, or their final destination. Playing around in here this early. I don't got no time for the games, because we got to get to this next clip. I'm talking about the building starts shaking, the house starts going erratic, the baby's over there in the bassinet, mother's over here like, what's going on? Guess what she did? She grabbed the baby because there was an earthquake going on in San Diego, y'all. She grabbed the baby and left the cat. Check this out right here, y'all. Want y'all to see what was going on in San Diego yesterday. I know there's a lot of tremors going on out there, and why I stay my butt on the East Coast. Check this out, y'all. Not too much dialogue here. I've been playing a lot of clips that just have action because I ain't got no problem with acting it out myself. So this is a situation where the mom grabs her baby and the cat reacts too. Check this out. Now she's just chilling in the crib. I hope you guys can see this. You got the mom right there. You know, the cat is laid out just chilling. Now watch what happens. Cat is gone. First thing to leave is the cat. Now the first thing that left up out of there was the cat. They say follow the animals. That cat was not stupid at all. That cat was gone. That black cat, he said, look, I might be black, but I'm out of here. The Wickup Hummingbird Hotel. So this happened yesterday, you guys, in San Diego. She just got up and looked, little baby. Some books fell down. She started laughing. Little baby saw that. She started laughing. So I don't know if you guys know anything about that. Anybody in the chat from San Diego? But yesterday they said that there was a tremor out there. And I know you guys always have tremors. No big deal to y'all, but me, I'm out. What's going on over here? Scared to death. I don't play with no tremor. Keep on going, you guys, because we still got more. We got Trump welcoming the Navy football team to the White House. Keep on going, y'all. I told y'all, we got a lot to get into today. Ain't over. It ain't over. I'm going to polish it off tonight. I'm going to polish it off today. Make sure we get what we got to get out of this. Trump is basically, hanging out with the Navy Navy right here. Check this out.
Ladies and gentlemen, the 2024 Commander-in-Chief Trophy winner, the United States Naval Academy Midshipman.
Gonna take y'all out like this.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, everybody. Please. Good to be with you. Good-looking people behind me. Too many good-looking people. Never like that many. They look great. We had a wonderful team here yesterday, Ohio State. They also had an incredible season, as you know. And we had the Dodgers here. They just won the World Series last year, World Series. So we have a lot of people celebrating at the White House. There's no place like it. Very special, very, very special. And it's an honor to have you all. And I want to say, number one, at ease. Just enjoy yourself.
At ease, number one. Enjoy yourself.
You don't have to listen to them for that. Just, you're going to have a good day. And if it's okay, I'm going to invite you over to the Oval Office when we're finished and present you with a little something special. Okay? Let's finish up and we'll head over to the Oval Office together. Okay. Today it's a great honor to officially present the Commander-in-Chief's Trophy to the 2024 Navy Midshipman Football Team, a great team, really great team, great people. Congratulations, and we're thrilled to be joined by a proud Marine Corps veteran Vice President J.D. Vance. J.D.? Where's J.D.? What the hell happened to J.D.?
Who basically fumbled the trophy after
He
this.
must have gotten a call from China. He'll be here. Along with Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth. Thank you, Pete, very much. You're doing a great job, too. The Houthis aren't doing very well, but you're doing well, aren't you, huh? Secretary of the Navy, John Phelan, friend of mine, great guy, very successful person, by the way. Our new chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, Dan Raisin-Cane. Where is he? There he is. I talked about him in my speeches for years. Who knew I was going to be appointing him to be the top? And it's an honor. It's a real honor. Everything you did with me was perfect. I said, what happened to that guy Raisin-Cane? I want him. Yeah, that's what happened, and so you're going to do a great job. I have no doubt about it. Thanks, Dan. Acting Chief of Naval Operations, Admiral James Kilby. Admiral, thank you. Congratulations. And Superintendent of the Naval Academy, Vice Admiral Yvette Davids. Yvette? Oh, hello, Yvette. How are you, Yvette? But I especially want to thank and congratulate Athletic Director Chet Gladchuk, who will soon retire after 24 years. I looked at him and I said, this is a young-looking guy. I don't like this retirement stuff. But after 24 years, and he's going to do other things, I guarantee you that will also be incredible. But it's going to be very hard to top what he's done as athletic director. He's had the honor of 4 national championships, 251 conference titles, and 352 All-American athletes. That's not bad. Where are you? Where are you? That is not bad. So you had all of these All-American athletes. Any name athlete that really stands out, or were they just all great athletes?
All right, y'all.
Everyone is for.
I wanted y'all to see that. We're not going to watch the whole thing. The thing is 23 minutes long. If you guys want to check it out, you definitely can. I just wanted you guys to get an idea of what's happening, what's going on in the world. If there were any new speeches directly by the president, I would have shown that prior, because you know I like to mix those in. Basically, that's all he did yesterday. One day of just doing that, not just to say just, but taking care of stuff in the White House. And that's what we do over here. We take care of what we got to do in our house. As you can see, we spread the stories out. It's about a whole bunch of topics. We covered a lot of stuff. Also, want you guys to know, if y'all trying to make some money, go ahead and go in that description right there. Hit that survey. Fill out one of those surveys, because one of them today is for $1,000. One survey in our description today is for $1,000. The other one is for $250. So yes, you'll be able to make some money, 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 money with Bugatti and the team over here at Our Bottom Line. Also, you guys, I got to go over here again. You know what I'm about to pick up because I'm just so excited about doing this event and meeting you guys and coming out to hang out with you guys. This is going to be Show Your Talent, where you, yes, you get to come out and show me your talent. I don't care if you rap, if you sing, if you can do a backflip, I don't care what you do, if you can cook well, if you're a carver, if you're a painter, come on out. We're going to give you some locations to come to. I'm going to be hosting this event. Whoever has the best talent and you show me your talent, I'm going to give you $250 if you're in the Bronx, Manhattan, Brooklyn, or Queens, or Staten Island. And then what we're gonna do is the grand finale at one location where one person's gonna win $1,000. That's gonna be the main person right there, because total grand prize for that person is gonna be $1,250 in total. Once you win the borough, then you come and do the whole competition, you make it to the finals, and that's when you get the chance to make that $1,000 right there. We finally have the entries on the website, www.drinkbigdrip.com. We got new merch coming. We got our bottom line sweatshirts coming. We got some new hoodies. We got new t-shirts coming. What you guys saw the last time was some old stuff that we got rid of. We got new merch coming in, so I can't wait to get that stuff out. Everybody that's basically a member of the channel, you know, we always look out because we appreciate what you do for us. So you might get a mystery pack. You might get something in the mail. I might DM you and say, hey, send me your email. Send me your mailing address. I want to send you something. That's how we do over here. We share in the love and we share in a demo. So if you have a business and you got a flyer, send it over to bridgethisllc@gmail.com. I will go ahead and put it up in the post section so that everybody here can share in your business and you can make some more money. I love to try to help you guys out as much as possible because this is our bottom line. It's not my bottom line. It's not the bottom line. I can't do this without us, so it's our bottom line. I need to come to those comments to have something to talk about, and you guys have to go for the clips, and that's how we work together. And if it wasn't for that, I wouldn't be here every morning. And just so you know, appreciate you guys, and I love the fact that we almost at our 200 episode. I'll let you guys know when that's coming. Also, a lot of other things coming up. It's going to be hot soon. I'm going to be traveling. We're going to be doing a lot of vlogging, so I'm definitely going to be coming to hang out with you guys. Also, what I want you guys to know that you could have went anywhere, but the fact of the matter that you came here to chill with me, I appreciate you. So the next time y'all gonna see me is when? Tomorrow morning, 6 o'clock a.m., our bottom line. It's your boy BOOGOTTINYC. Love the fact that you guys have a good day. One thing I do want to say is this. We woke up today, and that means that we got another chance to get it right. Problems are always going to be there, but I look at problems as problems present opportunity. All you got to do is figure out the solution. That's a hard one there, but guess what? When God gives us the resolve, the wherewithal, the energy to wake up the next day, that's just telling you all you got to do is find a solution. Things get rough out here, but we got to keep on moving. Don't stop like the hands of time. Older people always tell me, I always say, how do you live so long? How do you always able to do this? How are you always able to keep on pushing? You know what they tell me? Keep moving, because as soon as you stop, that's when you lose it. I can't wait to see you guys tomorrow. This is our bottom line, and like I always tell you, they could have went anywhere. But the fact of the matter that you came here to chill with me, I appreciate you. It's going to be your last time to like, share, subscribe, become a member of the channel. Can't wait to see you guys tomorrow. Y'all know what it is. Get 'em! One. Have a good one, y'all.